Hey guys, Photographer here and welcome back to another weekly video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this week. As you can see, this is just my laptop screen. And I'm actually going to be showing you some Photoshop basics in this particular tutorial because I thought I've not done a tutorial in a while, so I thought I'd let you guys get to know Photoshop a little bit better. So the version of Photoshop we're going to be using is Photoshop CC 2017. This is the latest update as it just automatically updates with the cloud, Adobe Cloud, whatever it's called. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. So I'll just pull up an image, what we can use. Please bear with me, sorry about all the folders. So we'll just double click this one. And what this will do is it will open up Photoshop and it will enter Photoshop RAW. So with RAW files, what this allows you to do is edit the image within this program within, but it doesn't mess up the image's metadata. So this is it's non-destructive to the image, so you can easily go back and just wipe off what you've already done. So welcome to RAW. So here down this side you've got all your swipe bars here, as you can read all of them. So this controls the temperature of the image, so you can make it warmer or cooler by adding a slight tint to it. This image is already correctly exposed, so we're just going to leave it as it is. So with this bar you can edit the contrast. So let's give it a little bit of contrast. Lower the highlights a little bit. Increase the shadows. And down here you've got your clarity, vibrance and saturation. So in these tools here, I don't really use these as often. So with this you can control the curves with these sliders down here. But I'm just going to leave those alone. Just go through all these so you can see. And here is pretty much just all this, but in a little bit more depth. Alright, so I think we've finished editing in here, so what I'm going to do is press Open Image, and what this will do is it'll load the image into Photoshop. Now we've got the image into Photoshop, what we can do now is we've got all our layers down here, and then all our editing tools up here, and then we've also got options in the drop down menus here. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to do some really basic edits towards this. So I'm pretty much going to be showing you Adobe's basic tools. You don't really need to go much in depth if you're just a beginner. So right now I'm just going to create a new layer. So there's a keyboard shortcut for this. So Mac users, you can press Command J. And that will create a copy of the background layer. So what this does is you can just hide these layers, you can delete them if something goes wrong, then you can just go back to what you had before and start again. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just going to zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, we've got this horrible black curtain here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something which is clone. This is this tool right here. Like this. And I've got it set to a soft brush, or you can have it as a hard brush. I prefer to work with this. Now to set this, you need to select an area by pressing the Alt button, then select this. And then what this is going to do is it's going to copy whatever I do here from the section over there, and pretty much it's cloning the background. So what I'm going to do now is select a point, increase the brush size, and ever so carefully I'm just going to blend this out. I know this is not the best image to work with, but I thought it'd be okay just to show you guys pretty much the basics really, as that's all we're pretty much learning in this tutorial. There are other ways you can do this, including the healing tool, but this is pretty much made for larger areas. Zoom out a bit there. Smaller. And there we go, all gone. And that, guys, is the clone stamp tool. So if you did want to use something else other than the clone healing tool, then this is what you call the spot healing tool. Now you don't need to select a point for this, because this does it automatically for you. So say I wanted to get rid of the shadow on this part of the book, we're just going to slide across and let it do its thing, and that, as you can see, it's got rid of it. So same over here, just drag across, and that's getting rid of that shadow. Like I said, that's so like when, say you're editing a portrait and you want to get rid of a couple of freckles or whatever, then this tool is pretty much made for that. Alright, so we're going to go back there. Now what we're going to do next is we're just going to show, I'm just going to show you a couple of the basics to edit the actual brightness and whatnot. So we're going to if you're a Mac user, you can go into the image menu here. So you've got, this is how you edit, this is more for printing. You want a professional printer. So what we'll do now is we'll go into in the images menu, we'll go into the adjustments. I'm going to select brightness and contrast. Now what this will do is it will edit brightness and contrast basically. So as you can see, as I move the bar, it dims and lightens the image. And same with the contrast, you can either boost it. So I think I actually like that, slightly contrastier, so I'm going to leave it on 6 and click OK. If you want, you can also go back into Camera Raw. This isn't actually Camera Raw, this is just the filter. So you can, this is in the filters menu, and this will load back up Camera Raw. And if there's anything you're not quite happy with, then you can always go back and edit in here. Just want to cancel out of that. Now go back on Image, Adjustments, and have a look at the exposure. And these are all just like different ways of editing the particular brightness and whatnot of the image. So this is just adjusting the exposure slightly, so we're just going to dim that a little bit. Click OK. Then you've also got your eraser tool. So say if I wasn't happy with what I'd done over here, let's just increase the brush size slightly. Then I can just rub it back out, and what this will do is it just gets rid of everything on this above layer and creates it back down to the background layer. You can also turn this layer off, so you can see that everything I've edited on this particular layer, it has not affected the background layer. So everything is consolidated to this particular layer above it, named layer 1. So I'm just going to highlight that again. Now, if you want to erase anything you've done, you can just press Command Z. Or if you want, and that just takes you back one step. And if you want to keep going back, then you have to press Command Alt Z. Obviously that doesn't do much, but yeah guys, so that's pretty much nearly all the basics. So I'll just show you how to select something. So you've got a couple of selection options with the lasso tools. So you've got the lasso, which, if I select that, you can just draw and select. You've also got the polygonal lasso tool. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This just draws with lines, so you connect all the different lines together to select something. Do that beginning bit. Like that. You've also got the magnetic lasso tool. So what this does is it works out where lines are in a certain object. So let's select this weight here. So if I start pressing here, I don't even have to hold the mouse down. It will just continually drag it itself, and as you can see, it's selecting all these points. Now this is if you really want to select something a little bit more specific than what we were doing earlier. Complete that, and that's made a copy of it. So this is selected that. Now if you want to isolate this layer and just have this as a layer on its own, you go right click and layer by a copy. Now as you can see, another layer has appeared here. And if I drag that, then it's created the same thing as a new layer. So I think that's it for pretty much the basics, guys. Like I said, there's pretty much everything else is getting a little bit more advanced, but I suppose as beginners you don't really need to do that much in Photoshop. So I've just got this particular tool here. So if I click, it'll make the entire thing yellow. So that's the paint pot tool. And you can also control the opacity and fill of each layer. We've also got different blend modes as well. So if you go into this little menu here, you can see it's selected on normal. And you've just got all these different blend modes. So you'll learn what these are for within different tutorials you might watch online. So I'm going to delete that there. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for now. I think you're well aware of the basics by now. And I hope you found this helpful. And with that, I will see you for next week's video.